The 2014 Coors Light NHL Stadium Series is brought to you by Honda, official vehicle of the National Hockey League. By the Discover It card. It's a game changer. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% on car insurance. A tradition of cheering during the anthem and having those who serve the nation out where all can see and acknowledge their service. Just a part of what the Blackhawks do. I'll bet the official vehicle of the NHL didn't know it was going to get all these plugs. Here again is Gene Honda.
And now please stand, kindly remove all hats to honor the presentation of our nation's flag. Performing tonight's national anthem, accompanied by organist Frank Pellico, please welcome the Blackhawks' own Jim Cornelison.
There are no words that can improve on that. Wow. The snow falls on the shoulders of the teams. Many of these players harkening back to when they were young, and they got called in for dinner and didn't come right away, and so somebody was sent to get them. Well, it is officials and horns, paid admissions, snow falling, and lots of excitement. And the joy of youth. To the ice, Pierre McGuire, Blackhawks captain Jonathan Toews.
Thanks very much, Doc. It's been a spectacular career. It's still young in your career. Take us through that walk down to the ice.
It's pretty cool. I mean, it's an unbelievable atmosphere. To be a part of it, I think, is special, but definitely brings back what it meant to be at Wrigley Field, and here we're at Soldier Field. The Chicago fans are out and they're crazy, so it's going to be a lot of fun tonight.
Jonathan, the first time you and Sidney Crosby are going head-to-head in an NHL regular season game. Give us a scouting report on Crosby.
I don't know if I need to do that. I mean, we all know what he's capable of, so I'll have to keep an eye on him tonight, but if I had a chance to match up against him, I'll try my best to contain him and see if I can make him play in his own end a little bit.
Congratulations on the gold medal. Have a blast tonight. We'll get out of the way of the shovel.
All right, thanks, Pierre.
Those guys are busy with the shovels and will be a good deal of the night. We get to see the winningest goalie in the NHL tonight. 31 wins for that man with the special helmet, mask, and pads that pay tribute to the Pittsburgh Steelers. It is even the numbering that is very similar to what the Steelers do. Those are the color pads and the stripe down the side. All of it dedicated not only to hockey, but to Pittsburgh's football team in the NFL. The mainstay for a Stanley Cup, Corey Crawford, same age as Fleury, 29, 22 wins, 12th start in the last 14 games. That translates as being the mainstay again, always counted on in the big games, and this one's big because the Blackhawks and the St. Louis Blues are tied for the division lead entering this game tonight, and the Blues are not scheduled to play. Look at that. You see smiles all around at the bench? Why not? It brings back so much, doesn't it?
Do whatever it takes to try to find a way to drop the puck and go play.
Now you notice some shields, and that's normal. But the Penguin staff has brought along some high-pressure, battery-powered screw removers that will take those off if the stinging of the snow causes visibility problems and players want to have them off. They can be taken off very quickly. There are concerns that they've expressed about how the sticks will hold up, how the skate blades and the skate blade holders will. In fact, the Penguins have placed extra skates for every player down at their bench area just in case that happens. They have to think about so much when they play outdoors. It has been mentioned that Sidney Crosby and Jonathan Toews remarkably have never played against one another. Crosby having been injured, and there are very few meetings between the two teams back through the 9-year career of Crosby and the 7-year career of Jonathan Toews. But they will take the first draw to get the game going. Mark Joannette and Chris Rooney are the honored gentlemen who get to referee the game. Was Joannette, who was on the ice at Ralph Wilson Stadium when Crosby ended the game between Buffalo and Pittsburgh. Don Van Massenhoven was the other referee that time. Derek Nansen and Jay Shares are the honored guys that get to watch the shovelers and to make sure the door gets shut properly. We all have roles to play in life. We had heard from Jim Cantore just moments ago that the snow is expected to taper off in about 45 minutes, as best as Lake Michigan can taper. And you see it swirling down on Soldier Field. 90 years old, this great place has played host to so many exciting events, breathtaking events, dramatic speeches, Martin Luther King Jr., Douglas MacArthur, and now for the first time an NHL game. 2 college games were played here last February, and the Blackhawks practiced here just once to get a taste of it a year ago, as well as last night. Enough said. Toews has won the first draw. Duncan Keith played it ahead, past Sharp and to Fleury. Jabbed along by Scuderi, thrown to the front and blocked aside by Fleury. Controlled by the Blackhawks and Toews, but then spirited to center. All right, now from center ice, Eddie, just reiterate what you were saying before about how pucks have to be played.
Well, we saw how much snow they were taking off the surface, and it's not going to be sliding as smooth as most of these players are accustomed to each and every night. So you got to make sure the concentration level, everything's got to be hard, everything's got to be straight ahead, because as the night goes on and the snow continues, the play is going to be a lot slower than they're used to, because the puck just isn't going to travel as smoothly, as crisply on the ice.
Punch back along off of Joe Vitale of the Penguins. Penguins in white uniforms, the Blackhawks in black. James Neal threw one. James Neal tried to follow up. To the air it went, came down with snow on its nose and is battled for by Vitale. Jab back up the boards away from Versteeg, but across it's sent back to him by Patrick Kane. If these names are familiar to you from the Olympics, there's good reason why. Many of these guys were there. Some played on Sunday, emerged with gold medals, and then came back home and played a game as early as Thursday. The Blackhawks lost in New York to the Rangers 2-1. The Penguins lost in Pittsburgh in a shootout to Montreal 6-5. And then they came here and they practiced yesterday and are playing in this event. The division-leading Pittsburgh Penguins. They have the conference lead right now as well in the East. Andrew Shaw with a shot. that's deflected high out of play. There is no mesh, and I believe that Devin Hester may have grabbed that one in the end zone.
There's a pretty good chance he's going to go 100 yards, too.
Look at this. Isn't this fun? I don't know how it is to play as the afternoon or the evening hours wear on, but it sure is fun to watch.
Yeah, well, when you play at the highest level and then you come into a situation like this where you got to worry about the opposition, you got to worry about snowbanks, it can get a little frustrating, but again, what an opportunity for both of these teams, and simplifying your game, I'm sure, is a message from both coaches.
This is Jonathan Toews, and a pad stop is made by Fleury on him. Gibbons played it on for Pittsburgh. Flagged down and played back along by the Blackhawks to center and spiked high and out of play. Time now for our Coors Light Cold Hard Facts. We go back to last weekend, and there were a lot of friends here. You see, for Canada, Sidney Crosby and Chris Kunitz have been separated for the rest of the season from Duncan Keith, Patrick Sharp, and Jonathan Toews, but they'll have the memory of the goal. Paul Martin, Brooks Orpik, Patrick Kane were teammates with Team USA. Glove down by Orpik, followed up and twirled to the outside. Jammed to the boards was Michael Hanzus. Pitched back on and out of harm's way to center by Derek Engelland.
Good play there by Engelland. Pinching defenseman. A defenseman playing forward here for Dan Bylsma, and the Penguins made a good play there in his own zone to make sure that puck got out of the zone.
Boy, from this angle, you can sure see how narrow the corners are, can't you? This is played back now by Patrick Kane.
So when you get it, you take it right to the net.
Settled down by Fleury. Orpik with it there. Battles with Versteeg. Leaning in is Patrick Kane. Buffalo native who's seen his share of snow. To the back, and Hjalmarsson shot is turned aside by Fleury. Rob Scuderi flipped it back out. And so it is Hjalmarsson, the member of Team Sweden. Laid back along, and it's cleared back out to center. Jabbed on by Neal. Hjalmarsson retreats to play there along with Johnny Oduya. Swatted back along and reached, but we realize that it has popped up high and out of play. No penalty resulting here. Expand your hockey experience with the Verizon StarCam on NBCSports.com. Throughout the game, we're streaming a live ISOCam following star players like Sidney Crosby, Patrick Kane. The Verizon StarCam is available now at NBCSports.com.
Patrick Kane, before the game, we had a chance to visit with him, Eddie and Doc, and just so excited about being in this environment. I have to tell you, it's loud at the United Center. It's really loud down here.
It is not about us, but you should know that Pierre does not have a heater, and that's all we'll say. If you are burning a candle, not only burn it, but hand it down to Pierre. He could use it. So no need to be concerned about him, but there's a penalty coming up now, and it will be taken along by the Blackhawks on the delayed call. Stashed behind by Bollig. Played to the front, to the slot. Oh, and a shot by Sharp is stopped by Fleury. The first disagreement at the front of the net, and a power play to come up to Chicago.
Well, Sharp was the guy that came on the ice for the extra attacker as Corey Crawford made his way to the Blackhawk bench, and then Marcus Kruger, who played for Team Sweden over in the Olympics, makes a great pass, and a real good stop there from Marc-Andre Fleury.
Brandon Bollig played most of that shift without a glove. He goes down there. Eventually he's going to lose his glove, and he comes in and leads to that gathering of the clans, and Simon Dupre takes a tripping penalty. But what a play by Kruger. Too Sharp, finding him late. A lot of communication from the Hawks bench.
Our play is brought to you by Ford. Craig Adams clears this one back down.
Two things here when the team's on a power play. One, for the power play team, you get the puck to the middle of the ice, you got to fire it to the front. If you're a penalty killer and you're shorthanded, anytime you get an opportunity to pressure, you go right on that player to take away time and space, because you're not going to be able to settle the pucks down.
Just like that, Eddie. Good call.
Up the boards, taken by Sharp and rattled around, curled back over to Duncan Keith. Keith played it further, jabbed behind by Shaw, taken along by Kane. Jonathan Toews inside the four-man defensive box, set up by Pittsburgh. Held by Kane. Very deliberate right here. Kane just holding it still. Gave it to the back. Sharp and drive, and that one blocked by Adams. Another shot by Keith, and that one wouldn't go.
Two big blocks, one by Adams, one by Sutter. Two good looks for the Blackhawks on that power play, but give the Penguins credit getting in those shooting lanes. And it's going to have a little extra hurt being outdoors as well.
Wow, I guess.
Yeah, absolutely. Second best penalty killing team in the league. Tony Granato's done a fantastic job of cultivating the penalty kill for the Penguins.
Almost at the bottom last year.
Yeah, Chicago's very own Tony Granato.
This one twisted along in a lot of traffic and rifled ahead. Can be jabbed back out as far as center by Tanner Glass. He comes to the bench for a change. To the last half minute of the power play as of right now. It is picked up by Versteegen. A hurried shot went wide. Curled back around now for Leddy, who bounced one in front. A read there for Mata. A pass ahead and back down. Gibbons swirls along and comes to the bench for a change for Pittsburgh. 12 seconds left. One shot by the Blackhawks on goal. That one rifled wide, and three block shots by Pittsburgh.
There's a perfect example. Brent Seabrook trying to carry that puck up the ice and got caught in a couple of snowbanks there. So this is where you really got to push the puck. You can't stick handle because you're going to skate right past that puck and give somebody an opportunity.
We have an icing with 6:23 gone. And the penalty box is empty. So is the scoreboard right now as the Blackhawks come to the bench.
And Eddie, look at this line right now. Patrick Kane, Jonathan Toews, and Patrick Sharp. Interesting line for the Chicago Blackhawks coming off that last power play.
Have a TV timeout right around the corner, so Joe Quenneville loading up. Give these guys a little bit extra ice time.
Little trouble there, but corralling it eventually as Toews turned and tried to shoot, no luck. Followed up though by Sharp. Sharp with a shot, and it's held by Fleury. Well, you just said it. Commercial timeout. Smart planning Edzo. Smart planning Joel Quenneville. No score, and the Shovelers work.
Well, you're going to need a lot of that because this last shift, Brent Seabrook skating up the ice here and concentrating, looking, trying to make sure nobody's coming at him, and all of a sudden the puck just hits a couple of snowbanks. Good job there by Seabrook to kick it up. And if you've ever been on a beach and tried to kick a soccer ball and it just gets caught up in the sand, well, that's the same exact feeling for a hockey player here tonight in the elements at Soldier Field. That was right around the 40-yard line, by the way, so keep your head up around the 40-yard line.
Well, Eddie, one guy that's got his head up, Joel Quenneville. He was telling his guys during the last TV timeout, boys, if you get a chance to shoot it, one time it. Don't stop the puck. The snow builds up. It's going to hurt your ability to shoot. You get a chance to one time it, and that's what he kept telling all his players on the bench. One time pucks as much as you can.
Pretend you're a goaltender, Pierre. What if they skyhook one up in not only the snow, but also against the backdrop of all these fans?
Do you remember when we were in Ann Arbor, Doc and Eddie, and we saw a great performance from Jonathan Bernier? And one time later on in the game with all the snow, he had a tough time catching pucks because the snow was building up around his eyes, and it affected his ability to catch the puck.
Marc-Andre Fleury actually convened with Dana Hines, the equipment manager, and two other people to design this mask to not only honor hockey and this game, but also the Steelers. And the paint job goes all the way to the back and right down the back, just like a football helmet. And of course, the appropriate NFL sticker and NHL sticker to make it all legal.
Roethlisberger to Fleury. That sounds pretty good.
They need some receivers.
A fan shot. It's cleared back down and a race on for this puck. Chris Kunitz battles there. Pyatt comes along, knocked free by Duncan Keith, and it's poked out to the front where they battle for it there. Trying to release a shot was Pyatt, but hanging on to this one is Crawford. There's an ex-Blackhawk named Jeremy Roenick inside this place. I have no idea where.
Hey, thanks, Doc. I'm up where the crazies are. I'm the bar in the mouth. I'm at the top of the stadium with some of the best fans in all sports. This is Allie. Allie, how awesome is this event being on top of the world right now?
It's awesome. It's a little chilly, but this is the way the game was meant to be played.
It's snowing. We're all covered with snow. We're all bumming up. We're having a blast. Back to you, Doc.
Just a handful of the 61,000 and change watching here and taking part in a snow globe with action figures. Pitched along and again turning with this and trying to get further as Ben Smith poked around behind where Bollig comes up with it. The rugged winger able to circle and drop it on back. Smith fed one in front. Oh, and a great save made by Fleury. What a wonderful opportunity occurred there.
Marcus Kruger with a real good opportunity of 5 feet in front of Fleury. He's made a couple of outstanding stops early in this game.
Marcus Kruger seems to have risen more to public attention after the Olympics.
Yeah, he played really well, Doug, and his role went up after Henrik Zetterberg got hurt, and of course Nicholas Backstrom not being able to play in the gold medal game was asked to play a bigger role, but he's one of those guys that has a lot of upside.
Ooh, that's a tough shot by Kunitz that was handled by Crawford. Rebound is poked along. Hanzus watches as unable to come up with it. Throws the ball, flexed along by Leddy, taken by Roosevelt, angled on further, and back out. And icing is waved off.
In order to ice it, you're going to have to really fire it because the puck is not carrying at all.
Yeah, that was snow-weighted, no question about it. Now the wind's starting to really howl down here, and it's blowing from the penalty box side towards the benches side, and players having a tough time tracking the puck.
Wow, 8.5 minutes into this first period. No score in the game.
Good hit by Bortuzzo on Versteeg as he was getting ready to get off the ice.
Marc-Andre Fleury with a glove grab, and a crowd gathers again and some snarl.
Well, you're going to have a lot of this because there's going to be a lot of board play. To speak to Eddie's point about having to fire the puck hard, the puck's not going to travel that much, so guys are going to be involved in more one-on-one physical skirmishes.
Well, anytime you get the puck below the goal line, you got to try to get it back to the front of the net. Good cycle here. Ben Smith with a real good play, and there you see the backhand from Kruger and a left pad save from Marc-Andre Fleury.
And Eddie, you were doing the game the other night. Here's a hit you were talking about Bortuzzo on Ben Smith. And you did the game the other night in New York when Jan Kruger got hit in the face with a puck, and it was just unbelievable to see him come right back and play.
Play halted here at Soldier Field, but it will continue after the shovels in a scoreless first. Edward Jones FaceTime is here. Pierre is with Blackhawks coach Joel Quenneville.
I got to ask you, what adjustments do you have to make as a coach?
Well, you know, you even make these lateral passes and the puck takes so long to get across there. Everybody gets back in a position. Just get it ahead, get it straight ahead, throw it at the net, crash the net, second opportunities. Doesn't have to be pretty tonight.
Joel, I heard you tell your players one time the puck as much as possible. Is that part of your coaching strategy?
Well, we always like the one time because everybody blocks shots and the shooting lanes close so quickly. But by the time the puck arrives, you got no time, so you might as well one time it, or they're gonna beat you to that puck getting there.
You having fun?
No, this is the best. Love it.
Great. Thanks.
Oh, there you see Joel Quenneville and famous mustaches in Chicago. Mike Ditka, Pennsylvania native, the coach.
Coach here
Super Bowl.
Yeah, he coached at Soldier Field in a game against the Eagles where visibility was also difficult, but not for snow. The famous fog game. Buddy Ryan was the other coach.
I thought Joel made a great point and something we touched on a little bit earlier, Doc. When he told Pierre about passes going from board to board. Straight ahead, so push it, get it straight ahead, and everybody's got to understand the less passing you do board to board, the better. As you see the build-up around the thing they call a biscuit. As a hockey player.
The ice was just shoveled. Off this tie-up, fed to the back, and a shot, and that one wound up going wide of Marc-Andre Fleury. Perhaps he got a piece of it. Honestly, we couldn't tell. Twisting on back now with it and getting into some trouble is Bickle. Bickle recovered, played it back up the boards, hoping for Andrew Shaw. No luck. Bickle follows up, advances it, but a little bit too far at center. Whacked along by Mata. Second effort, he tried to play it. Then around behind for Matt Niskanen. Just away from the reach of the turning Evgeny Malkin. Brandon Saad let it on back. The native of Pennsylvania saw this one brushed ahead away from Shaw, recovered and was plastered for his trouble by a guy that does that a lot, Craig Adams. Adams goes charging after this. Leddy pivots away from him. Nearing the halfway point of the first period. Fed back along for the clear back up the boards, and it is taken on and out and floated on by Derek Engelland. Thrown back into Engelland, who crashed in to Roosevelt, played further, and that one is blocked high by Hjalmarsson. Worked back along again for the turn and the swing back across the net mouth that can be handled and dropped on by Rob Scuderi. Taken around behind by Joe Vitale. Vitale twisting with it, met by Leddy. Up the boards it comes for Orpik. Given up to Jonathan Toews, and he pitched one that ricocheted off a Penguin. Got to Sharp and back down and charging after it is Hossa. Canceled away from him by Scuderi. Turning along is Hossa, and his shot would not go. Ricocheted to Crosby, outletted ahead and can be carried back up the wing by Kunitz, and a stick save made by Corey Crawford. You think with these chances now they're starting to learn the deal a bit?
I think they're understanding, and this is pretty simple. You saw Crosby just throw that puck into an area and let Chris Kunitz create that last chance.
How about the backhand pass by Crosby to create that chance? That was something special.
In front, it's Crosby. Backhands one that ricochets off Crawford. Boy, he and Kunitz like hand and glove. Along the boards, down goes Robert Bortuzzo to take it as Olli Mata. Turned back ahead now and carried on by Gibbons. Tried to tuck one in that's paddled away by Corey Crawford. Bounced loose near Hjalmarsson. Scrapped for, and then played right out in front where it is Bollig. Nearly handcuffed, and it's jammed wide, and Hjalmarsson has to take over again. It is hard getting out. Mata with the keep. Dragged on, and Gibbons a shot, and that floated away. Dug out and played by Taylor Pyatt. Followed up by Gibbons. Trying to march to the front, but it careened back over to Hjalmarsson. Fed it up the half boards, but then it's kept. Off of Sutter and around behind, and Oduya whacks it the other way. Off of Bollig, kept again by the Penguins. Oduya crossed off there by Pyatt. Lob back up the boards, and it's Bollig trying to get out again, and he's reefed by Tanner Glass.
Penalty coming to Tanner Glass. Mark Jonette in the neutral zone caught it. Well, we talked about the puck not traveling real smoothly, and what that usually leads to is a lot of physical confrontation. And here's one of those examples. Tanner Glass into Brandon Bollig, a defenseless player. That's not a good penalty for Tanner Glass to take, Eddie.
The call is boarding. Second power play of the game, and it's to Chicago again. Andrew Shaw comes out to be a part of it, along with Sharp and Toews and Patrick Kane and Duncan Keith.
It'll be interesting to watch his confrontations because he's going to be going right to the front of Marc-Andre Fleury.
A little trouble with the mooring post that holds the net in.
Yeah, they've had a couple of issues with that particular side of the net and behind Marc-Andre Fleury.
Sometimes you got to do some housekeeping too. Duncan Keith's at the offensive blue line of the Blackhawks. He's going up and down, clearing out the shooting places. So a little bit of housekeeping for Big Dunk.
If you had a snowblower come out here, then you really had something going.
Well, we had that in football once, didn't they, Doc, with the New England Patriots? They
True enough.
For the field goal kicker?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that might be in the Football Hall of Fame, that bit. Unless they need it again, maybe they do. Here's a drive, and that one is kicked aside again. Another shot block for the Penguins. Whirling around behind, wraparound attempt by Toews. Oh, and it's high off Fleury on the reach by Kane and by Shaw. Headed on to Toews. Drive, and that one poked wide. Rebound fed back again. Toews able to hold it. Pushes one on that is ladled back in again by Kane. Thrown to the front by Sharp. That careened back over to Kane. Helped onto the point. Keith walks it across. Hands over to Kane again. Deals it back in deep. Toews with a bad angle shot. Ricocheted off the pad of Fleury.
Fleury didn't know where that last shot came from.
An interesting 40 seconds of the penalty kill for the Penguins. 3 shots on goal already for the Blackhawks.
Keith just fanned on that pass because of the snow buildup.
Well, you can see the trail behind the puck as he circled there. Meanwhile, it's played back in, and Fleury sets it up. And it careened on back, is held by Keith, thrown by Sharp, knocked down by Kane, tried to jam it on, and we get a stoppage of play as it was played by a high stick.
Boy, I don't agree with that call. Even from our vantage point, it looked like Kane had that stick well below the height of the crossbar. But the faceoff's going to come all the way down. But here's that opportunity. Great stop there from Marc-Andre Fleury as he's tracking that puck while down on his knees.
And here's Duncan Keith. He fans on it, and Doc talks about the trail. Watch him spin, and the puck just creates a trail for him so he could track it.
There is a puck there.
Yeah, there's a puck. I really like Joel Quenneville's ideology on this. Push the pace, push the puck straight ahead, and just get it in deep and grind away.
It is Seabrook connecting along now to Hossa. Second wave of the power play out for the Blackhawks. Little under 7 minutes to go, first period. Lob back up the wing and charged on. Versteeg is breaking, and the pass will not come to him. And then a healthy hit that came from Adams. Onto the back again it comes for a shot that is patted right back out again by Marc-Andre Fleury and chased down by Seabrook. Seabrook waits now for Saad to get in stride. Banked it back in, settled down by Fleury, played by Rob Scuderi. Off a glove and then chipped back down. From the red line back in. It is red. We see it going up the sideboards. Fired right back around, and it can be settled down by Adams. Banked ahead neatly and carried on now by Sutter. Sutter had it knifed away. Good defensive play by Hjalmarsson. 4 shots on goal for the Blackhawks on that power play that is now ended. Wedged across by Hanzus, rescued by Scuderi, and floated on out to center for the block on back. A hand pass stops the clock. 5:56 to go. First period. From snowy Chicago, there is no score. Play stopped. It's scoreless. Seems like the perfect time for Jim Cantore.
Hey, Doc, I'm telling you, the snow continues to come down here big time. We've already got a couple of inches of snow since about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Of course, it's a light, fluffy snow that's going to blow around everywhere, but of course, it's accumulating big time on the rink. Let's talk about what we've got on the radar here. There is a little bit of a lightning going on the radar. In other words, we don't see the same intensities that we saw earlier, but still, we expect a steady snow to continue right through the end of the first period.
Wow. Pretty impressive, isn't it? It is a medium that can really show you an awful lot in terms of pictures like this, and we all envisioned it when we arrived in Chicago and saw that the forecast was this. Then when you see it in reality, it's pretty impressive. There are a lot of guys that drive snowplows in and around Chicago that are going to be very busy over the next days. We should probably credit Mark Henderson, the snowplow operator, who enabled the field goal to be kicked that enabled the Pats to beat Miami 3-0 way back in 1982, and Pierre remembered him, and I'm sure he's pleased at that, his family, 32 years later. All a part of the lore. Who knows what we'll have before the end of this, but I think the guys are starting to learn how to play in this and generate some chances. Let's hear from Jeremy Roenick.
Thanks, guys. I'm here with one of my favorite of all-time Blackhawks and the inventor, I think, of the Savardian spin, Dennis Savard. Savvy, being the next Chicago Blackhawk and this atmosphere, what does it mean to you to have a game like this in Soldier Field?
Well, it's awesome. You know, it's a great show. You know, being on the ice was special for me. I had goosebumps going on that ice early before the game. So, pretty special night. You know, over almost 70,000 fans here, JR. It's the league has done a great job with this. It's a lot of fun, and we see the people enjoying themselves.
How about the memories of playing outdoors when we were growing up and what it's like out here like for them right now?
Well, we have, you know, from probably age 8 to about age 13, twice a week we had to practice outside because there was only one rink you could play in. There's not enough rinks for us to play inside, so we played outdoors a lot.
All right, one of the best Blackhawks, Hall of Famer of all time, number 18, Dennis Savard. Back to you, Doc.
No score in the game, but did you notice the face-offs? 11-1 in favor of Chicago. They won the first 9 in a row. This one jabbed on by Hjalmarsson, read there by Johnny Oduya. 2 defense partners from the gold medal game this past Sunday. 6 days ago, 9 time zones away from the Eastern as Marc-Andre Fleury holds on again.
Boy, that was a difficult stop there for Marc-Andre Fleury. Brandon Bollig standing about 5 yards from Pierre, shot that puck in, and it had a little height on it and took a couple of crazy bounces, and Fleury had to make that stop. Good idea there. Little hang time, and Fleury's able to find it in the lower part of his pads.
Rifle shot off the faceoff by Patrick Sharp, wouldn't go through. Another shot blocked for Pittsburgh. Scuderi there, hacked it away from Jonathan Taves. Back up the boards, trying to keep it along with Seabrook. Then to Sharp, past Taves, gotten by Scuderi, and played on. Taken away from Keith by Crosby, battled for there, and it careened on back to be brushed further by Taves. He has another try at it, and this time decides to step in and try to play it ahead. Mashed down and thrown right back again by Chris Kunitz, and then drubbed along by Seabrook, bottled up by Kunitz, and shaken up on the play was Crosby. Meanwhile, this is rattled near him, doubles back and plays it on a cross. It got to Orpik, threw one in front that's knifed down. Laid back up the wing and a chance here. It's fed back for a shot that's stopped by Fleury from Saad. Laid back in deep, Jonathan Taves with it again. That went for Sharp. He scores!
Well, it looks like the snow had lessened just for a period of time, and the Blackhawks get a quality chance off the stick from Brandon Saad, and then Jonathan Taves finds his puck below the goal line. Fleury down, and Sharp airmails this far side on Marc-Andre Fleury.
He listened to his coach on it. One time, didn't stop it, got it, great feed, hit it, finish it.
He leads a team that scores a lot of goals with 29 of them. Taves and Saad get the assists. The Blackhawks have struck first. Hanzus chopped it on and went to get it. Simon Dupre followed it back up. Kept alive though, and then a freight train hit on Rosabal that came across from the man galloping in there, Joe Vitale. A rugged winger is run into then in retaliation perhaps, but all legal from Rosabal. Carried on by Kane. Kane fed it on across, corralled there and played along by Chris Versteeg. Dropped it on for Hanzus, but then up the boards Joe Vitale. Native of St. Louis plopped this one on back, and Hjalmarsson is able to play it there. 3:40 to go, first period. 1-0 the Blackhawks, and the puck out of play. NHL Revealed, a season like no other, gives you unprecedented access to the NHL's top stars on and off the ice, from the outdoor games through the Olympics. A new episode Wednesday, 11 Eastern on NBC SN.
The snow has dissipated a little bit. It's not accumulating as quickly on the ice. And Eddie, your point's well taken. On that last Chicago opportunity on the goal, clearly the snow had let up.
Interesting how the window sometimes opens just for one team. Maybe it will open again for the others. Brought back ahead now by Mata, flown to the corner, and Keith has it there, and it's dumped on out to center. Directed by Saad, settled down by Mata, flipped it on ahead, and it is jabbed on further, and it winds up being an offside. Inside the glass, here's Pierre.
Well, we've talked about it all game long. The fact of the matter is there's a lot of snow. It's a lot different to play in this, and you can see some of the build-up here. Johnny Oduya tries to move the puck. Sidney Crosby, you see the puck roll on him at the last second. Patrick Kane, the trail of snow, he almost overskates it. One of the surest sets of hands in the league. Patrick Kane, he's not going to overskate too many pucks, but the snow is playing a role here.
Carried back ahead by the Blackhawks and poked along in the final 3 minutes of the first. Loose puck is knifed across. Jokinen could not reach it. Dropping back is Nicholas Hjalmarsson of the Blackhawks defense.
Good stick there by Robert Bortuzzo in front of net, where the Blackhawks would have had a high-quality chance on Marc-Andre Fleury.
Bortuzzo muscles it along. It's taken off, and a hurried shot would not go, but is followed up now by Jokinen. Jokinen flew it on out to center, settled down there and played back ahead for James Neal. Tries to pull his way through, no luck because of Chalmerson. Flexed on by Oduya, pitched on by Jokinen, read there by Scuderi. Rob Scuderi for the Penguins defense, got it along now for Neal. He's chased off. We get a stoppage of play. And a penalty coming up against Chicago.
I think Oduya's getting it for holding, Doc. Chris Rooney, the official behind the play, saw him, and he gets him for holding. Pittsburgh trying to get something going on the cycle. You see him come in and free hand wrapped around early on in the engagement on James Neal.
Well, right before the lone goal of the game, Brent Seabrook shooting this puck out of the zone and follows through on Sidney Crosby. That was the Olympics. That would have been a penalty, but in the National Hockey League, Rule 60.1, follow through on a shooting or passing motion. No penalty. And the Blackhawks with a 1-0 lead.
Quite a snow buildup on the floor where the players are putting their skates there.
And those benches are heated, in case anybody was wondering.
Sorry for the reminder, Pierre.
It's okay.
Best power play in the NHL goes to work. 8 for the last 21. Reached by Key. Kept alive, though, by Malkin. Floated back on. At the front is Kunitz, and that one ricocheted off of Crawford, and then he grabs it out of the air and holds on.
Good idea there from James Neal. Just go ahead and fire the puck. Duncan Keith had an opportunity to clear the zone. He was not able to. Right there, kept in at the point. Good keep in there by Malkin. Great pass from Crosby, and there you see James Neal. Just fire it right to the front of the net. Kunitz almost looked like he was understanding and knowing that that puck was going to get there right away.
Cave just got a high stick. Right after that last faceoff, he's checking his mouth.
And a little bit of blood there on the lower lip. If you happen to get stitches in this type of situation, you're not going to need any help. He's just going to go ahead and put the needle right through there and thread it up.
You could use a fishing hook to do it down here now.
Yeah. I don't have anything to say. A fishing hook?
Yeah, it's been done.
Okay, it has?
Yeah.
All right, well anyway, this one is blocked on back. You've got time, Pierre. Tell me about it.
Oh, it's okay.
Okay, here comes Neal, changing the subject to what we're paid to do. Roosevelt, and then Neal. The two of them battle, and it careens on back. It is held there, and given on to Neal, worked in deep. Played carefully along to Crosby, led to the back and handed across now for Matt Niskanen. Niskanen gave it on across and a shot. Rattled wide. Neal after that one. Gave it past Kunitz, jabbed further. Back toward Ben Smith and poked to the front, where again it's Chalmerson, and then a sky hook on the backhand. Goes down near Fleury in the final minute of the first period. To the last half minute of the power play, Penguins gain the zone. Thrown on around, some trouble came there for Brandon Sutter. And back out again. One shot for the Penguins on this power play. In the game, 14 shots Chicago, only 5 shots for the Penguins. Flipped back along, and the Blackhawks able to reach and push it right back in again in the person of Kruger. Kruger follows up to the corner. Good full work done by him. Meanwhile, it's controlled by Dupre. Handed back up now for Mata to connect ahead. Gibbons after that one along with Seabrook in the last 8. Gibbons able to get it around behind, but lost just that quickly to Duncan Keith. Flexed on by Dupre. Careened on back to Mata. And that'll do it for one. Stay tuned for the Lexus Intermission. Liam McHugh, Mike Milbury. The Sochi look back and a performance by the Plain White Tees all coming up. And they have the organ here. It may not be the one that sits at United Center, but Frank Bellico is playing it. And it sounds good to have organ music at a hockey game as usual. You see the skate guards being applied. Patrick Sharp. The only goal scorer is with Pierre.
Thanks very much, Doc. I heard Joe Quenville telling your bench you guys got to one-time the puck as much as possible. What's the most difficult thing about playing right now?
Opening our eyes, everything. Just a different game out there. Snow's everywhere. Snow's on the ice when you're handling the puck. So I think Joel's right. get it off your stick as quick as you can and try and funnel things towards the net.
Congrats on the goal. Keep having fun with this, Patrick.
All right, man. Thank you.
Patrick Sharp scored the only goal, his 29th of the year from Taves and Sod, with 4:25 left in the first period. Shots were 14-5 Blackhawks. 1-0 the home team after a snowy one. It is 1-0 in favor of the Blackhawks. The second period about to begin.
Just got word from the Blackhawks Media Relations Department. Marian Hossa will not return to this game here at Soldier Field, upper body. For the Blackhawks down one man, one forward going into period 2.
And that is a top sixer. No carryover penalty nor power play time as we begin.
And also, it looks like Brandon Saad's going to get a pretty good opportunity. Eddie and Doc playing with Taves and Sharp.
Yeah. The spotlight just changes its direction.
Snow is really dissipated. We should have much more flow here in this second period if the snow conditions stay like this.
Jim Cantore has advised us that this isn't going to stay the way it is now. But we'll let him tell you when we get time. It is Crosby and Taves going for the first puck of the second period, and the Penguins get it. Scuderi banked one ahead that got locked up at center, played right back to him again, floats one on the bounce, kicked along by Kunitz, tried to force it through. Duncan Keith said no, bunted down to Taves, and Taves trying to work further. Laid back out to center and can be lugged ahead by Crosby. He's got a man breaking Gibbons, drive by Kunitz, and it was just past the glove hand of Crawford. Delayed and played back out again for Sharp. He drifts, he's got a man on the wing, in front Saad, and he couldn't get a good try away. Answered by Fleury, played along by Sharp.
Great outlet pass here from Keith.
Another shot blocked down and covered by Fleury. And then it's still in play apparently. Now what do we have? I guess just a frozen puck. No pun intended, but it was sort of an odd non-call for a while, wasn't it?
I thought I heard somebody yell fumble there, Doc, right to the left of Marc-Andre Fleury. Well, there's the opportunity. Good back check there from Rob Scuderi after the outstanding outlet from Duncan Keith to Patrick Sharp. It looked like Sharp was looking to pass the whole way to the Pittsburgh native, and there you see Fleury jumping on that puck.
Kane played it through. Versteeg turns with it there. Rattled around now to Jussi Jokinen, an outlet flash. Floated off of Malkin, but he's able to step ahead with it now. Here's Malkin, a backhander, and that's gloved and held by Crawford.
Well, that just rolled on him at the last second, but what a move to go around Johnny Oduya. Good burst of speed by Evgeny Malkin, Eddie. When you look at it, that's one of the things the Pittsburgh Penguins are really counting on for Malkin, the long reach and the burst of speed. And he drives wide with that speed, and it rolls on him at the last second, so it flutter balls into Corey Crawford.
Offensive zone face-off for the Penguins here. Malkin crosses sticks once with Kruger. Second time drop, and the Blackhawks prevail again. Quickly wound around and slugged back out by Smith. Chased down by Olli Mata. Bronze medalist played this one on along. Knocked down for his trouble and trying to fight his way back, and getting back in the play is Kruger. But ahead now Jokinen gives it across to Mata. Tried to touch it ahead, and play is stopped. All right, let's hear that report from Jim Cantore.
Couple things, Doc. Number one, the temperature's gone down to 15 degrees now. We're using Midway Airport as our observation. That's the closest one here to Soldier Field. Also, the other thing is the light snow that we have now is not going to continue. It should pick up really within the next 10 minutes again. So these fast skating conditions that we're seeing are definitely going to go downhill in a hurry. You can see those intense darker blues. That's where the heavier snow is, and that's what's on its way here.
Thanks, Jim. Right over Lake Michigan, which is where we are. Rolled back along now for a play to be made back by the Blackhawks to center. Chipped on ahead, and it's a 3-on-1 now. A 3-on-2 as Glass got back in a good defensive play, and then Dupre twisted back along, hoping for Pyatt. But it is Roosevelt back and closed off effectively there by Glass. Couldn't get a pass out to the center, though. Roosevelt able to lay it ahead. 2 minutes gone, second period. Patrick Sharp, the only goal in the game, and a penalty is coming up against the Penguins. Third minor of the game to them.
Brandon Saad with a good burst of speed, and Simon Dupre was reaching, and he came out with the free hand. So Brandon Saad getting double duty because of the injury to Hossa. The burst to the inside, stick came up, and the free hand as well, so Dupre will go to the box for 2 minutes or less.
The call is a high stick and an offensive zone power play start for the Blackhawks. Their third one of the game. Rushed on back. They are over the prior two with 5 shots on goal. Make that 6 and scramble. Play is stopped. Remarkably, Fleury at the net mouth.
What a play from Andrew Shaw. I'm not sure if this puck got to Jonathan Toews off to the left. Watch the pass from Shaw right there. And you wonder how that puck doesn't find its way to the back of the net. You see the reaction from Toews.
The goal post. Watch the goal post.
He missed the net. That actually hit the pad of Fleury. He's going to go wide. Watch this. He shoots it back through at the wide open net. Remember that play in this game.
Just as we thought about Omans earlier in the contest, and Sharp eventually scored. This is carried on by Keith now. Fed one across, and a hurried shot is deflected up to the glass and out of play. March the 1st, a hockey game at Soldier Field. Penguins and Blackhawks, two of the best in the league. Star-studded lineup, low-scoring game. Not surprising. More snow coming, and this one is cleared back down. But the window is open right now, perhaps for a Blackhawks maneuver, or perhaps for a solid penalty kill. They've gotten one shot on goal in the first 45 of the power play, handed by Levy on a cross. Geared along by Versteeg a second time. A leaping grab and the play down by Saad. Tangled up in the linesman's skates. He emerges blameless in our eyes anyway, but not those of the Blackhawks. Played further and the snow rattles off the shelf with the force of that check.
Speaking of rattling, Robert Bortuzzo, big check on Brandon Bollig. Those are two big bodies colliding right there.
Brent Seabrook brings it ahead and lays a pass on. Scurrying on with it is Kane, and his shot right off the pipe. Settled down now by Sharp. Handed right back to Duncan Keith. Keith fed one to the slot. Taves fanned on it. Recovers. Gets it back to Keith. Back across to Sharp. Tries for Taves. Whack loose. Gotten by Kane. And that one would not go. It is Shaw having it knocked away, and Taves takes it there. 20 to go on the power play. Reached there by Niskanen. Poked back in traffic. Two-a-side battle. Read back at the point by Sharp. Given to Keith in the drive. Save! Made by Fleury. Scramble in front there. Keith again. Hands it across. Kane has got it. Another goal post. My goodness! Penalty time is up. Fleury and the Iron come up big. Brought back ahead now by Taves. Poked away by Malkin. Read by Orpik. And fired ahead. Gotten on back to center and worked on for a shot that is blocked. Keith goes after that one. Brought back ahead by Bollig. Bollig gets as far as Neal. And then it's Hjalmarsson again for Chicago getting it on out. Fed ahead to Bollig, and Bollig able to plop it back in. Goes right in after it again with Bortuzzo. Two big guys, and look at that. The goal lights, I think, flopped around crazily off the top of the glass, and are sort of dangling there. Meanwhile, it comes out in front, and Fleury can hang on.
Well, Patrick Kane, the second shot first off the left post. And a little bit earlier, it comes down the left wing boards. He dents the left post and behind Marc-Andre Fleury.
Well, we talk about bone-rattling hits. Brian Bickle and Robert Bortuzzo colliding. Those are two huge bodies getting together, and because of the way the conditions have been, we've seen some really large hits in this game so far.
The goal lanterns are still sort of hanging there. Here's a shot that is blocked up and then fired toward the net, and Fleury is able to get his glove down on that. Well, why not?
Is that a traffic light, Doc? Or
I
what?
don't know. Seen some of those after windstorms downtown on Halstead, right? Scoring chances are 12-2 in favor of the Blackhawks. The shots are 21-6. Chicago, but the difference is just one. The wind picks up, we can feel it here. It's jammed along now by Kunitz, who fed one that's back checked away by Hanzus, kept alive by Mata, and that one squibbed on for Seabrook to give to Keith. Duncan Keith knifed it ahead. It was sent further by Versteeg, and then controlled by Ole Mata. Only 19 years of age, this guy at number 3 in white. As it's skipped on by Gibbons, hacked across, onside is Crosby, and the puck comes to him, and he fires, and that one grabbed by Crawford. It is Keith yet again. Tipped along and out by Versteeg, grabbed and fired back along by Mata, and it came back over for Versteeg, who hurried one in front that's read by Mata. A strong defensive play there, as he was nearly outmanned by a couple of Hawks. Brought on now by Crosby, lobbed ahead. He was hoping for Taylor Pyatt, didn't get him. It's lobbed out of play. Will there be a penalty here? It was out of the defensive zone, and there is a conference.
Yeah, there will be a penalty to Duncan Keith. Chris Rooney and Jay Sherrers come together, and Duncan Keith's going off. Goes to make a play on the puck. Does it touch Pyatt's stick? No, it doesn't. It goes up and over the glass, and that's a penalty.
A Penguin power play. The deficit is 1. Any of the face-off stats and shots on goal stats, which largely favor Chicago, only are a sidebar when you see that at the top of your screen. Delay of game on Duncan Keith. Power play to the Penguins. Lifted along by Kruger. Tried to battle it further. Help came from Jalmerson, and then he was robbed. Swirling back with it now is Kunitz. Kunitz able to step back in, try to fight his way by, and did. Here's Kunitz, a shot that had to be saved by Crawford. Dug out and played along back to the point where it's knifed on by Malkin. Reached for by Jokinen, gathered in by Malkin, rocketed across off the boards, and it hopped out of play.
Oh, what a great rush and a great move here from Chris Kunitz, knifing his way through the penalty killers for the Blackhawks, and Corey Crawford with a good stop off of Chris Kunitz. Coming down those right wing boards, advantageous being a left-handed shot. Give yourself a better angle. And a good stop from Crawford.
Boy, did he play 2 great games for the Canadians at the Olympics, the last 2 games. 1-0 win over the Americans, 3-0 win over the Swedes. I thought Kunitz and Crosby were tremendous together.
They were impressive, and almost according to plan here, thanks to Jim Cantori, we have more snow coming down, it seems. Crosby battling around behind. Still the jostling on and turning with it is Neal. Gave it up behind. Roosevelt jumped into there by Kunitz. Carried ahead and lobbed on by Kruger, but it went out of play right near Pierre. Call Star NHL to download NHL Game Center and get a free premium upgrade only on Verizon. Enjoy exclusives like free live NBC national games. Never be without hockey. So the Penguins had a penalty kill, and we have a player down here in Roosevelt.
He got helped down by Chris Kunitz, and Kunitz is going to go to the box.
Wow, it cancels out their power play.
Chris Kunitz, Michael Roosevelt, and he helps him right down.
The referees converse here after all of this.
Roosevelt originally drafted by the Pittsburgh Penguins, and Kunitz goes to the box.
Posted as a single minor, so it'll be four aside for a minute 7. I don't know if you believe in omens. Sometimes hockey people do if they favor them. Blackhawks had a power play, and the snow wasn't very bad. Penguins get a power play, the snow picks up, and then Kunitz cancels out what time that they had remaining, a minute 7. But there are enough omens to go around for everybody before the night is over. Sidney Crosby having a conversation with Chris Rooney. Rooney from Boston, if you were to ask him Cubs or Sox, he would say Sox, but red. A season ticket holder, I am told, in Boston. Meanwhile, turning with this is Versteeg into some trouble. Poked up the half boards and lugged ahead. Controlled by Malkin and back on. Fought free by Crosby. Tried to dish it off and then down to the ice he goes and another penalty coming up. And so the Penguins will get their power play back and it will be a 4-against-3. Midway second period of this contest, 1-0 Chicago. And we will be back with an unusual looking Penguins power play in a moment.
Back to snowy Chicago, all kinds of things transpiring. First, Sidney Crosby makes a skillful play, gets to the inside part of the ice. He'll get tripped down. Well, some of the Blackhawk players didn't think he got tripped down. So Jonathan Toews comes over and says, Crosby, stay on your feet. Stay on your feet. Jay shares the line and get right in between them. And that's what Toews is letting him know. Two guys from Shattuck St. Mary's, Eddie. Why would they be jousting verbally?
Oh, I saw that over in the Olympics as well. It was Timo Solani was right in the middle of that, wasn't he?
Yes, he was. Timo and Sidney. And during that commercial timeout, Tanner Glass came over to Michael Roosevelt and said, listen, the entire world's watching this game. You acted like you got hurt. Stand up. And then Michael Roosevelt said, what about Crosby? What did he do?
And Glass's response was?
Glass's response?
Yeah, there was none, was there?
No. No, there was not. Everybody's having fun down here, though. It's been great. Boy, that Jim Cantore, Eddie, I know you're good with the horses. If he's like he is with the weather with the horses, he'd be a wealthy guy.
Yeah, he's been right on here, predicting that it would lighten up and then that it would get heavier, which it sure enough is doing. A 4-against-3 power play. For 45 more seconds, it's rifled back down. What's the theory when you have that much ice per man out there?
Well, I think in this situation, a 4-on-3, you can go into two sets. One, you can go into a diamond formation, or you can go into a box formation to get somebody moving in and out of that square.
Crosby gives to the back to Malkin. So what does it look like here? Diamond?
Yeah.
Malkin to the back, has Crosby over there. Neal opposite side, Malkin a shot, but a ricochet over now for Neal to get back to Malkin again. James Neal looks to the front. Jokinen is there for Pittsburgh. Neal has to retrieve. Neal wheels with it, gives it on back to Malkin. Then Neal fires and it's blocked away by Crawford. Strong save made by him. Chopped on by Seabrook. Picked up by Kruger. And a man was just coming out of the box, Duncan Keith. Meanwhile, it's brought back 4-against-4 and Crosby got the glass with a shot. Working again with it is Malkin. Deals inside of the net and went through Crosby, then was poked away by Crawford. Fed to the front but grabbed off and started on back. If they hurry, it's a 2-on-1. Brought on by Keith. He's got Kruger. Oh, and that turned aside by Fleury and out of play.
Well, Doc just said it was turned away by Fleury. We're not having snow flurries down here. That's what makes this save that much more impressive. Duncan Keith out of the box, live legs. He makes a smart play. Create a rebound opportunity for the man trailing the play. And what a smart play by Marc-Andre Fleury to chip that away.
Well, here's Sidney Crosby, and usually what happens when you get into a diamond set, you look for a little bit of a rotation, try to make life a little bit difficult for the penalty killers. But when Crosby's on that side, he's not a threat to shoot the puck. He's a left-handed shot playing the left side there. So becoming more of a passer and distributor on that setup there, but more movement needed there on that 4-on-3.
Taves got one in front for Kane. Nothing comes from that except more play back to center. Gotten there by Keith as the snow picks up even more. Jabbed on back to Keith. Watched carefully there by Gibbons. Lobbed ahead now for the carry on by Taves. Shakes loose and shoots one. Oh, and a glove grab made by Fleury.
Two things outstanding on this. Jonathan Toews able to settle down this puck with all this snow, moving it back the other way, skate left, shoot right, and the unbelievable glove save from Marc-Andre Fleury.
Boy, he tracked that so well. But you got to admire the skill of Jonathan Toews right there. That's something else. That's great hockey all around.
Love that positioning of Fleury too, out on top of that blue paint. I guess it's really white paint tonight.
Lugged ahead by Matt Niskanen. Niskanen gains the zone and pushed it on through. Jabbed along by Hjalmarsson's good reach to Handzus, playing close quarters there. Rifled on out as far as center, followed up by Handzus. Brushed on a cross, but it couldn't be reached repeatedly by Oduya, though he did get help now from Hjalmarsson. Hjalmarsson hands it back over for the play by Duncan Keith that is stolen by Malkin. Moves in and shoots, and that one turned aside and then paddled away by Crawford, who got involved with Malkin. Fans are upset as play continues. Crosby closes off his man, lays it across, but ahead comes Keith. Keith brings it from 90 and blasts one into the paraphernalia of Fleury. Jeremy Roenick is somewhere. Go, man.
Thanks, Doc. I'm up in the Raptors again, and a pretty cool story. This is my Keegan brothers from Pittsburgh. Tell us a little bit about your day today.
Wasn't too bad. Took us about 7 hours to get here. We beat the snow here, but ended up catching up to us, and I'm just excited to be here right now.
Why was it so important to drive 7 hours to come to probably one of the coolest spectacles? Tell me about it.
I've been to the first 2 outdoor games, so I had to come down to this one. I mean, snow's come down, nighttime lights, pretty nice.
Doc, the seats up here are really awesome. I'm going to sit here with them and watch this game. Back to you.
All right. We hope they're enjoying it. It seems like they are, and we hope you are at home. It's 1-0 in favor of Chicago at the halfway point of regulation time approaching.
Everybody's fired up there.
That's right. You have that accent pretty good. Here's Saad with a shot. Oh, and Fleury with a remarkable play made there. 9:53 to go. Second period, 1-0 the home team. For Edward Jones FaceTime, Pierre is with Penguins coach Dan Bilesman.
What's the biggest adjustment you've had to make so far as a coach?
We've talked about keep putting the puck forward, but I think just like how hard you have to make a play with a puck has been a big force. We got to do a better job of it.
Is this one of the most amazing things you've been part of?
We had a great day yesterday out here playing, but with the snow coming down, it's pretty amazing out here.
Thanks a lot, man.
Yeah, thank you.
A native of Grand Haven, Michigan, on Lake Michigan. And when he was growing up, one of the homes they had an outdoor rink. All of them did. But it was L-shaped around the garage. The goaltender had to come up to the edge of the garage and peer around to see if play was going to come back his way or not. I've heard a lot of outdoor rinks. I've never heard one L-shaped with a garage in the middle, but that was a part of the Bilesma household. Whatever you had to work with for real estate is the way the rink went.
The best part about all this cold weather, people are going to have their winter hockey seasons extended. I know in Connecticut, lots of outdoor rinks still being used right now, which is great.
They play on in a 1-0 game. It is Sharp trying to hurry one that was blocked. Oh, and Sutter is hurt. Wow.
Yeah, right in the mouth.
Yeah.
You're outside playing this length of time. Look at Sutter, just gotten back after losing that face-off, and the puck shot by Patrick Sharp catches him right in the mouth. You've been outside this long, you just lose all feeling. And that just adds to the misery of it.
To the back it comes. Roosevelt, a shot, and a great pad stop was made there by Fleury. Through the first half of the game, he's the #1 star. I'm not so sure that there's anybody who's in second place right now. It's solidly Fleury. He's had a lot of work. 26 shots. His team has gotten 9. Long toss ahead, directed back in by Pyatt, but picked back up by Taves. Moves back in, he's got Sharp. 1-on-1, he's able to shake by. Save Fleury! Oh, it's a goal! I thought Fleury had it trapped, but it's a goal for Taves, and it's 2-0. They are going to talk this over, and we are going to have the advantage of the video.
Boy, Jonathan Taves goes outside, inside, around Brooks Orpik, and the puck finds its way right between the legs of Marc-Andre Fleury. Never even hits the back of the net. When you talk about the greatness of Jonathan Toews. He even takes a stick to the back of the head as he puts that puck in on Marc-Andre Fleury. And you see the eyes of Toews follow this puck. I mean, from our vantage point, we cannot hear anything, and I don't know if the referee was intending to blow the whistle, thinking that Fleury had it, but what a move by Jonathan Toews.
Second time in this period he's actually pulled off a miracle stunt with the puck. That was spectacular from Jonathan Toews, and he's risen to the occasion here tonight just like he did in Sochi. And Doc, you were talking about a second star. I propose him right now as a second star behind Marc-Andre Fleury, and maybe he gets to the top of the ladder soon.
Indeed, the conversation is going on with those who are administering the game here, who have the opportunity to view all of this and talk it over with Chris Rooney. Marc-Andre Fleury waiting to see what the verdict is, whether that 1 you see on the mezzanine board will become a 2.
Well, clearly the puck was in, or the referee was intending to blow the whistle dead because he thought the goaltender had it. If that is the case, then it would be no goal. A lot of talking here.
All right, let's listen.
The play is not reviewable. The puck went in the net before the whistle was blown. It's a good goal.
Oh, the reaction from the bench. The Blackhawk players realizing and understanding how great of a goal this is. Tyler Captain, little forehand, backhand. Barely gets across the goal line, and the reaction through the snow here at Soldier Field.
The difference now is 2. A goal and an assist for the Blackhawks captain. Thrown along by Malkin, reached for by Jokinen. Taken off and trying to finesse it free was Versteeg. Beg your pardon, Ben Smith. Meanwhile, it's cleared back down, and going to whack at it was Hjalmarsson. It popped high and was handballed all the way back to the safety of center for the Blackhawks. Niskanen to Malkin and back in, but offside. Tomorrow's a full day of hockey on NBC and NBCSN. First, the Flyers take on the Capitals in the NBC NHL Game of the Week at noon on NBC. Then hockey coverage continues on NBCSN at 3 p.m. Senators, Canucks, Heritage Classic, followed by Bruins and Rangers Hockey Day in America on NBC and NBCSN. Spiked away by Crosby and reached on back. It was wear your favorite jersey day on Friday. Here is Crosby beating one back. And a penalty is coming up. A high sticking call. And it appears we're going to have a Blackhawk. Yeah, Duncan Keith is going. Gibbons is checking over his face. And it will be a Penguin power play yet again.
Well, Duncan Keith comes in high on Brian Gibbons with a stick. See right there. But what a save Corey Crawford makes right there off Chris Kunitz with a nice feed from Sidney Crosby.
Yeah, the follow through by Keith was the penalty. What an opportunity here for the Penguins, down by 2.
They win the draw. That gets it started. Fed by Niskanen across. Big drive, and that one blocked and then covered by Crawford, and then it's squirted loose, and play continues. Hjalmarsson, and he's able to forehand one back down the ice. Fleury sweeps. It's settled back by Malkin. Played ahead for the turning Neal, but gotten by the Blackhawk instead and blasted back down by Johnny Oduya. Floated on around, and here's Toews turning with it. Toews around behind, drags it free. Short-handed, chewing up more time off the penalty clock. First 30 seconds are gone. 7 3/4 minutes to go, second period. Nicely fiddled along by Neal, still able to carry it along further. And look at the trail through all the snow. Battling for it now is Crosby. Then Kunitz, reaching is Crosby, in all the traffic, poked on by Neal, recovered and then lost by Kunitz to the back. Drive by Niskanen is blocked high and wide. Crosby touched it to Neal, gave it on to Kunitz, looks to the back and hands there, and out to center. Niskanen must play.
Couldn't handle it because of the big snow, Doc, and Eddie. That's why Kunitz made the errant pass.
Loved right back in and carried on by Malkin. Then Crosby across and a shot got the glass. Malkin through the legs pass, read by Hjalmarsson, blasted on around, and it careened off Crosby back to center. One shot on goal for the Penguins on this power play that's got 35 to go. And they must go back further. Long toss ahead is grabbed off and carried back on by Rosabal, and that one shoveled out of play and off. Not the best hands person on the other side of the glass, but we can't complain. It is chilly.
Certainly been a focal point of this game. The Penguins trying to move this puck up right away, and this puck just comes to a screeching halt through the snow. You almost have to elevate that puck up above the snow so it doesn't slow up. Make sure you're going from the heel of the stick to the toe of the stick so when it comes down, it lands softly, not bouncing everywhere.
Oh, that's a strong save made by Crawford on a shot by Sutter. Good to see him back out there again after he was shaken up earlier blocking a shot.
Oh, good outlet pass by the Penguins, and then Brandon Sutter makes that quick shot and a good save there from Corey Crawford. And Brandon Sutter's dad, Brent, played for the Blackhawks for a bunch of years a long time ago. Remember the Blackhawks?
Played in the 92 final. A big part of that team that went to the final in 92.
Mata shot, and that one blocked away. Sutter retrieves, plays it along for Gibbons. Swept it on further for Jokinen. Threw one around in front, and it's whacked away a second time. Getting his stick on it was Hjalmarsson. Marched back up by Hanzus. They have an advantage, but the puck was left behind, and so offside is called. 6:11 to go. Second period of play. The Blackhawks have the lead here in Chicago, 2-0. Welcome to the 2014 Coors Light NHL Stadium Series. It is 2-0 Chicago, latter stages of the second period. Download the NBC Sports Live Extra app to watch the game live on your phone or tablet, plus have access to live chats with experts from Pro Hockey Talk. The NBC Sports Live Extra app on NBCSports.com/Live Extra and NHL.com. The men with the shovels do their work. We don't want to dwell on baseball, but today the Giants and the Cubs were postponed. The weather was not good enough to play. The White Sox were scheduled to play the Erie Warriors, the Chieftains of the Cuyahoga, the Cleveland Indians. Serrano and Dorn and Vaughn all got to wait until another time to play. They couldn't play either, postponed. And in hockey, we play on here at Soldier Field.
We need hats for bats, though, here.
That's what it is. That's right. Are they covering the sticks at all?
No.
Just expose shillelaghs there, and hopefully they don't crack. That was one of the concerns, as well as the skate blades. I don't know if you noticed any skates being broken, Pierre?
Not so far, Doc. I think everything's been pretty good so far.
I can't recall a broken stick even in the game. So it is unusual.
A couple of broken bones, though, I think.
Oh, yeah. Some pretty good collisions. This one is bashed back in again by Pyatt. 6 minutes to go, second period.
Snow's eased up. Sorry, Doc. Snow's eased up a little bit.
I'm sorry?
Snow has eased up a little bit.
Oh, it has.
Yes.
Okay, good. We get another whistle and halt to play.
Here, what's the vision like down there with the wind and with the snow? Kind of seems like it's swirling from our vantage point.
Right now, it's fine. About 3 or 4 minutes ago, it was tough. The vision was really tough for the goalies in particular.
Banked on back near Rosabal. Tried to play further, but it's cut off and then hoisted back in again. Directing traffic is Corey Crawford. And we are starting to note now how strong he has been because he's starting to face some quality from Pittsburgh more in the second period. Ahead, a feed for Bortuzzo by Sutter would not work. Right back, they chip it again. Jonathan Toews patrolling there. Shuffled it neatly back along. And then played back further to center. Ripped on a cross, and now it is Sharp blasting one ahead. And that went off Toews. Rescued by Fleury. Gotten on by Dupre. The puck has found Toews, but probably part of it is just his own excellence. It seems to find him a lot. Maybe skill is involved. Long toss ahead, and here's Bollig charging up the wing. Bollig met there by Niskanen. Puck careened where Niskanen guided it behind. Trickled on through by Mata. A hit on Bollig that time, and working hard is Malkin. Bollig able to patrol and work away. Kruger tried to tap it in for Ben Smith. Filtered around behind by Mata. Stepping to that is Niskanen. Played on to Jokinen. Led back across to Mata. Marches ahead to the Penguins. And that one spiked on back, and Hjalmarsson gets it. Pumped high and gloved down. Reached by Malkin and sped wide. Under 4.5 to go as Niskanen's shot was blocked. Gets another chance and the stick is broken. Here's Malkin feeding one in front, and nicely defended by Hjalmarsson was Neal. A right back across for Malkin. Oh, and that one wouldn't go. I don't know if Oduya got it or Crawford. Around behind it's Malkin again. Flexed one over to Neal. Penguins warming to the task a bit here. Mata played it back. Held there, and a shot is blocked across, and it's Oduya able to lift it back down the ice, and they will take the icing that comes from this.
Oduya ices that puck with the stick of Brandon Bollig. You mentioned a broken stick, Doc. You wanted one. Well, you got it. It was Oduya's stick that was broken. There's Oduya, block shot, not once but twice, with Crawford in the background as well.
And while they can't change players, Oduya can get his own stick right now, as Doc calls it, a shillelagh, so he can come to the bench and get his own stick, so he's good to go.
Nicely won by Kruger on through. Battled for behind, protected by Oduya. Sped back off the boards, chipped along further, it won't go out. Jabbed on by Kunitz. Hustling after it was Gibbons. Played along through Crosby onto Kruger. And with 3:40 to go, lobbed ahead. Moving on is Ben Smith with it now. And a shot! And that deflected wide. Bollig centered. But it's cut off by Kunitz and handed along to Crosby. Crosby marches on with it now. Sized up there by Seabrook. Laid it on back. Trying to control was Kunitz. Back the other way. It's a 3-on-1. Kane moves ahead. He's got Versteeg. Toe drag. Fed to the front. Score!
Well, with the 7th odd man rush of this game, Michael Handzus knocks the puck away from Chris Kunitz. Doc, you mentioned a 3-on-1. Patrick Kane has had 2 posts in this second period. Decides, you know what? I'm going to be a passer, and this is why Patrick Kane is one of the best passers in the entire National Hockey League. Mesmerize everybody and throw it to a wide open man, and Chris Versteeg puts it into the wide open net.
Talk about skills on the last 2 Hawks goals. Phenomenal.
The leading point getter for the Blackhawks, Kane, comes up with another assist, his 37th of the year. A big drive, all fought off by Fleury, and the rebound. Around behind, it's taken by Versteeg, challenged there by Vitale. Goals on consecutive shots for the Blackhawks. Keith there, firing a shot pass, ricocheted off Versteeg, played behind but to Dupre. Kane able to drag it away from him now. Twists a little pass, hoping for Handzus. Floated up to Versteeg, and a turnaround shot bounced off Fleury, and is settled down and carried back up by Engelland. Swung it ahead, but it wouldn't work for Vitale until now. Shuttled it off to Adams, and a backhander had to be turned away by Crawford. Reaching is Vitale. Dropped one that ricocheted in front, can be played by Duncan Keith. Alternate captain cleared it on out to center. Orpik takes over there. Boston College product floated it ahead. Misfired for Saad, but is played back right to him again. Him being Orpik. 30% of the NHL's players are former NCAA players. Orpik one of those. Carried ahead now and trying to gallop by and throwing one to the front was Pyatt. Pyatt able to get it to the back of Niskanen, a shot, and that had to be canceled out. Lugged back ahead by Saad. Moving up now with Bickle. rattled back around the defensive boards and out. 100 seconds to go in the second period. Versteeg from Kane, the scoring of the third goal. For Chris Versteeg, that is goal number 10 for the year.
100 in his career.
A century mark, good point. Floated ahead by Malkin. Carried back on by James Neal. To Malkin, to Jokinen, and there was shot was wide. Rebound, tried to play in front, and upended, and a penalty will be coming out.
Roosevelt's going to get it for tripping on James Neal. The Penguins had something going. Neal, Malkin, and Jokinen had something going off the rush. And Michael Roosevelt comes in and takes a feed out from underneath James Neal. Here's what they had going. Malkin to Jokinen, and then watch James Neal post up right in front of Corey Crawford, and you see Michael Roosevelt just take his feet out from underneath him.
Turnover in the middle of the ice allowed that chance for the Penguins. Down by a field goal. Late in the second. Penguins need something here.
Battle on. Off of Crosby, Hjalmarsson. Anzus able to flip it back out. Swirling winds here. Somehow or other, Kevin Butler says, I know. You mentioned the field goal.
He's down in Georgia somewhere, I'm sure.
Laid onto the point. Malkin a shot, and it's saved by Crawford. They scramble in front, poking away, and it was Crosby, but it is held. Wow. Penguins warming to the task here. Still a 3-goal deficit to make up, but they're starting to carry play for the first time.
Some good movement here on this power play, and give Corey Crawford credit with that last shot that came from the point, just battling and not allowing really a second chance opportunity late in the second period.
It is Malkin with it now. To the back. Niskanen a shot, and he got the glass with it. Played along by Crosby. Second ever got it. Niskanen a shot, and it ricocheted off Kunitz in front. Seabrook lifted it along, unable to keep Niskanen. Chasing it down is Malkin as it rolls on its edge onto a stick play. Half a minute to go, second period. There will be carryover time, if it's necessary, on the penalty. Bouncer is settled down there. Oh, and taken out of the play was Taves. Rushing right back ahead is Malkin. Twisted a pass to Crosby, and Crosby delayed. Let it back over. Malkin, a shot wouldn't go. Crawford blocked it. Kunitz stashed one in front. Hoping for a bad angle ricochet. Onto the back now it's Niskanen. Got it to Malkin. Drove one. That deflected wide. Played on by Kunitz. Another shot ricocheted behind. 7 seconds to go. Onto the back for Malkin, and we get a stoppage of play as the period has come to a close. Stay tuned for the Discover Card second intermission. Liam, Mike, and JR second period highlights and a preview of the Heritage or Heritage Classic.
It's getting cold up here too,
I
Doc.
know, it's affecting reading and just about everything. Well, it's been fun. 31 shots to 18, 49 in the game. In snowy conditions, Jonathan Taves has not faltered a bit. He has a goal and an assist. 2/3 of the points for his team's 3-0 lead. Welcome to the 2014 Coors Light NHL Stadium Series. From venerable Soldier Field here in Chicago, 90 years it has been operating here and is still active, as you can tell.
Well, then on the left, there's team president and CEO John McDonough. The man on the right is Jay Blunk, the head of business operations for the Blackhawks. And anything having to do with hockey in the National Hockey League and the biggest stage and biggest event, John McDonough wants that in the city of Chicago. And he was thinking about this opportunity after 2009 where he worked for 25 years with the Chicago Cubs, the Winter Classic at Wrigley Field. He wanted another outdoor game, and he went out and got it. And so far, so good for the home team, up 3-0.
You see the weather continuing here, Pierre. What have you learned down below?
I just talked to Chris Rooney. He's now talking to the Chicago Blackhawk coaches. He talked to Danny Bilesma before, and on his way, he stopped by here, and he said at the 10-minute mark, they will switch ends because of the wind conditions. So no matter what, you can be on a breakaway. Once it gets to 10 minutes, they're blowing the whistle no matter what, and they'll switch ends.
Just in case you're watching in Detroit, Henrik Zetterberg, we're thinking of you in a number of ways, not only the breakaway, but also we hope you heal fast. Sidney Crosby, the captain of the Pittsburgh Penguins, trying to rally his troops here. They are down by 3 going into the third period. Richard Mulhern, Alex Steen, Claude Vilgrain, Brian Sotheby, Mark Abscheid, Jocelyn Gouvremont, Ron Francis, Pat Boutet. Among people celebrating birthdays or who have this as their birth date. And 100 years ago today, the legendary Harry Carey was born. The late Harry Carey, were he here today, what would he say, Eddie?
How do you spell Otto backwards? Hey! Otto!
Eddie has sung Take Me Out to the Ball Game how many times?
3 too many from what I heard.
I see. That would be a total of 3. They are ready here for the start of the third. Have you noticed any change in the amount of snow, Pierre, that's coming down now?
It's still coming down pretty hard, and they're starting to accumulate more and more. So
it might seem like an odd question, but from up here, sometimes the snow looks very fine. But among other things, Pierre has a good grasp of the amount of snow that they're getting down there where they actually have to play this game. Fired around now by Hanzus, twisted on further. 28 seconds of a power play for the Penguins continuing here, but you need puck possession. They have 1 shot on goal on the power play extended from the last period. Malkin gave it across, wound up going through Neal, fed back to him by Crosby. The return to Crosby. Taken away by Keith and sent back down. Fleury way out to play and handed over. Twisted right back ahead for Kunitz. Bounced on now for Neal, but Kunitz has it. Jabbed a pass that's read by Taves and thrown back down. And Jonathan Taves comes to the bench, almost the wrong bench, right in front of Pierre for a player change.
He's trying to get their attention. He's banging his stick on the board saying, Shaw, let's go, you got me.
Fired on goal, and this one trapped, dropped, and then covered by Corey Crawford, who has been perfect, facing 18 shots on goal.
Every time there's a TV timeout, Corey Crawford actually comes to the bench and puts his hand into a big red bag. And in that bag is a whole bunch of those disposable hand heaters. And they got a little thing going on with Corey Crawford during those TV timeouts.
Make sure you keep the feeling in those fingers too, because as we mentioned a little bit earlier, the benches are heated for the players. They get an opportunity to come on and off the ice after a 35, 45 second shift, but the goaltenders, they're on an island by themselves until they get those mandatory ice maintenance, taking the snow off the ice, or those TV timeouts. That's when they can come to the bench and get a little bit of reprieve.
Past goaltenders Ryan Miller and Jimmy Howard have both mentioned how cold their feet have gotten because they can't get the reprieve that you mentioned. They can warm their hands, but the skates are on there. There's no time to take those off and get any kind of warmth at the bench at all. Back ahead, this comes at center for the blast back in. Not a bad idea to put it on net, except that Sutter was still in the zone. 100 seconds gone, third period of play. On goals by Sharp, Taves, and Versteeg, the Chicago Blackhawks have the lead in the game 3-0. They are co-leaders of the Central Division with the St. Louis Blues, both teams with 84 points. St. Louis with 3 games in hand after tonight. But the Blackhawks, with a point or 2 out of this game, will have first place back. They've had it most of the year.
The Blues making a little noise here in the last 24 hours.
Just a little.
Here's a chance forced to the net by Saad, and a sprawling play made there by Scuderi. Turned along by Bickle, and collared and started back up again and floated back in.
That noise that he was talking about out of St. Louis, Ryan Miller and Steve Ott going to be joining the St. Louis Blues, coming over from the Buffalo Sabres.
Pretty impressive, and it would undoubtedly perk up a lot of ears in the Central Division of team, one of whom that we're watching right now. This is taken on by Jokinen. Tries to feed to the front, then it comes to the back. Walked on over. Mata shot blocked in front. Jabbed around now for Duncan Keith. The trade deadline is on Wednesday at 3 p.m. Eastern Time. Carried on now by Malkin. Across for a hurried shot by Jokinen that's blocked. Brought back up by the Hawks and dropped gently back in again.
Good block there from Ben Smith. Looked like the Penguins had something going, but Smith was in a perfect spot defensively.
Very reliable player, Ben Smith.
Kruger trying for that one, forced on by Malkin. Right back again for the turning pass for Ben Smith once more. Smith got it on to Bolig. Bolig holding to the outside and dropped it back on through Kruger around near Smith again. Smith, the Boston College product, sees this one glassed back out again by Matt Niskanen. Minnesota Duluth. Taken on by Hjalmarsson, and Hjalmarsson just waits now. I know what you've been saying in terms of just driving ahead and all of that, but if you're the Penguins in a 3-0 game with all of these conditions, here's a turnover and a shot by Sharp that got the glass. When you start to empty the boat and take chances.
Now, I don't know if you're there just yet, but you're getting pretty close.
Thrown by Taves, and it rattled off the iron, and another try was blocked.
What the Penguins have to try to do, and usually they are very good at this, is where you get more two-on-oneing down low, just like on that play there. Gibbons to Crosby, now they're creating a chance. Too much one-on-one play so far in this game for the Penguins in the offensive zone.
This guy's been great tonight. 19 in black, Jonathan Taves. Man, oh man, he's been omnipresent all over the ice.
Seabrook with a good block a moment ago as this comes back to Leddy now. Leddy floated it on, and it's given across to Brooks Orpik. Orpik's pass was deflected ahead off of Sutter. Cleared back down, and a chance for Versteeg. Save made by Fleury.
What a pass from Roosevelt to give Versteeg that chance.
Thrown by Hanzus. It's blocked up high. Played along by Versteeg again. Tucked it on back to the point. Driven back along again by Leddy, and around behind for Saad. The native of the Pittsburgh area, Saad, saw this one blocked further. Taken on by Versteeg. Versteeg chased off by Orpik, continues. It kicked back on now for Joe Vitale. Could not clear ahead. Taken by Versteeg again. Weaving his way along with Hanzus. It's brought on, and a backhander by Saad was deflected up high. Wound up underneath one of the Blackhawks. Cleared by Vitale and slugged toward the front. Read there by Scuderi, and he can step ahead. And then he has to reverse as Kruger was on him. And then it's given up for Smith, a shot! Oh, and that one was turned aside. Wow. Controlled along then, and around for Ben Smith again. Curled away from Kruger, caught up to it, spun, reversed, tried to play further. No luck, but Smith is there. And then that squibbed in front and is helped aside. And eventually touched out of harm's way, but turned right back over to the Blackhawks. When you are chasing, it says here, Mr. Olczyk, you are not getting back in the game. And that's what's happening. The Penguins have had trouble getting out of their own end. They do break out as far as center this time as Neal moved it ahead. That one ricocheted off the linesman. It's played back to the Duncan Keith corner, hounded down by Malkin. Tucked on through the Shaw. Lefto, and a quick shot, and then a whack again by Neal, and another try. They score! When you see a head jerk back on the part of the team yielding the goal, you know they'd like to have it back, but Neal has gotten it, and the Penguins are on the board.
Well, James Neal made the play along the blue line. Bad bounce over the stick of Andrew Shaw, and then the opportunity for James Neal to throw it back to the front of the net. Does Brent Seabrook put it into his own net? Yes, he does. That'll be James Neal's goal. But Neal made the whole play earlier in the shift. He got the puck in deep, and the Penguins have some life.
So the 0 is gone. A straight number is up. It is 3-1 Chicago. 3-1 here, third period of play. James Neal credited with the goal. An own goal, as they say. And a pretty good hit on Saad by Dupre. This one pushed back in. So a break for the Penguins. Is there pushback to make the next goal theirs and really tighten the grip and tighten up some of the hearts here? Inside the glass, here's Pierre.
Well, Doc, you were wondering about broken skate blades. This skate actually belongs to Brooks Orpik, a defenseman for the Pittsburgh Penguins. There's a broken blade, and you can see how hard they have to fix it. Well, this one won't be used again today. He's going to be wearing another one.
That was really wise of the Penguins. They drove all of their equipment over here, except for the bags and the skates because they had to be used Thursday. They drove them over, got in 3 whiteout blizzards on the way back, and then played the game Thursday and then brought the rest of the equipment by air. They are all the people that make things happen that you don't often give credit to, but the equipment manager, Dana Hines, and his staff did that.
The lifeline of a hockey player.
Boy,
the trainers.
If you have a good one, Eddie, they're really valuable, boy.
Troy Parchment was telling us, for the Blackhawks' perspective, on all of the things they were doing to try and keep the players warm in the cold weather today, and it's unheralded work, but the players count on it heavily.
Take care of those guys. You're set at all levels. USHL, college hockey, the National Hockey League, the American League. You take care of those guys, you're going to be okay.
Quick change. Malkin on with Crosby and Kunitz. Give him off.
13 minutes to go, third period. This one deflected back down, no icing. So Mata goes back to get it. He and Niskanen there. Full strength action, third period. Next to last game of the Stadium Series, one coming up in British Columbia tomorrow, and an offside is called. The FedEx Cup continues its Florida swing as Tiger Woods and golf's best take on 3 of the toughest finishing holes on the tour, the Bear Trap. The Honda Classic continues tomorrow at 11 a.m. Eastern on Golf Channel, 3 p.m. Eastern on NBC. Also available streaming 24/7 with Golf Live Extra. Don't miss a shot. Download the app today. The leader is Rory McIlroy. And Tiger trails by 7 strokes going into the final round. This is a steal brought on, and a shot is turned aside by Crawford. That was Robert Bortuzzo, the defenseman. And he moves in here.
Giveaway by Roosevelt to create that chance. I think Bortuzzo's had a real strong game here tonight.
Laid back across now for the drag on by Kane. Patrick Kane just twisted on along further. Ladled back in deep, going for it for Steve, canceled out by Bortuzzo. Extra shift for this guy. Played ahead now, brought on by Engelland, and his shot deflected by Crawford up off the glass. Angled on out now for the carry on by Versteeg, pushed it weakly back in, comes to the bench for a change. Long turning toss is directed back the other way, and the Penguins will get a change in as well. Lifted along by Hjalmarsson. Sparred for and eventually settled down at the center ice area, the area between the 2 blue lines, by Jokinen, who passed it on back. 8:20 gone in the third period. Penguins have won 5 times when they have trailed after a couple. They are up against one of the better teams in the league. A team that in a shortened 48-game season did not lose a regulation game in the first half a year ago. This one trickled on out to center, grabbed again. 6 weeks left in the season. And what a rocky road it's going to be, and how much fun it's going to be to watch as these teams compete. These are not the ones battling for survival, but for supremacy in an elite group here today. The Blackhawks co-leaders in their division, the Penguins leaders in their division and in their conference. The Anaheim Ducks have the best record of all, and this one is grabbed and paddled back into play by Crawford.
Remember, there's going to be a mandatory stoppage of this period right at the halfway point at the 10-minute mark.
Offside. And there will be undoubtedly the men with the shovels who will sleep well tonight, we would think. Very busy guys. We haven't heard an announced attendance, but this place seats 61,500 and has played host to so many events. A hockey event a year ago, a doubleheader in college hockey. Notre Dame 2-1 over Miami, Wisconsin 3-2 over Minnesota. We hope we didn't offend anybody on the losing team by bringing it up a year later. This one battled for around behind. Oh, and a quick drive by Kane. And Sharp was raising his stick thinking that Kane had gotten it past Fleury, but not this time.
Nice play from Patrick Sharp below the goal line to get this puck to the front of the net. Patrick Sharp stays with it, and he's going to find Patrick Kane right there. Stick down on the ice. Passing lane is there. Kane not able to elevate that puck over the left pad of Marc-Andre Fleury.
Let's remember Kane playing on this line right now because of the injury to Marian Hossa that happened in the first period.
Sparred for there. Orpik defensively sees it go to Keith for a shot, and that one blocked. Shaken up on the play and limping over toward the bench area was Bortuzzo. He has been a warrior. 2 seconds and 1, and we have halfway through this third period. Neal with the only goal, unassisted, an own goal off one of the Blackhawks. 3-1 Chicago. Time now for our fast recovery presented by Advil.
Well, Patrick Kane, second period, left post, right post. No, not off the crossbar. 3 for $1, but how about that pass to Christopher Stieg for his 100th career goal in the National Hockey League, but just a beautiful pass from the Buffalo, New York native, Patrick Kane.
His father, Patrick, was here yesterday watching the practice, here watching the game, and he said, by the way, I really appreciate your mentioning the car dealership that I have in Buffalo, except I haven't had it since 2005. Oh, there's an old note that is going to get crossed off. He said I could have used the help back then. Are you hearing a lot of chatter between the benches as you were earlier, Pierre, or has it calmed down and focused more on trying to get the next goal?
Just focus right now. Both benches are communicating with their own teammates, not with the other bench. But there was a neat meeting at center ice just now between Matty Niskanen of the Pittsburgh Penguins. I'll let you take the play here, Doc, and then I'll tell you the rest of the story.
Okay, here's Crawford dealing it off, and there is help there, but it's cleared out of play. Will there be a penalty here?
I thought Crawford touched that puck in the no-touch zone first.
He did, and that's
then the puck, and now the puck gets airmailed out of the Blackhawk defensive zone, so they are going to be shorthanded. But I thought Crawford touched this in the restricted area.
And James Neal made a point of it. Yes, he did. Look at James Neal. He's pointing it out. Anyways, to finish the story, there was a great meeting during the last cleaning on the ice between Nick Leddy of the Chicago Blackhawks and Matty Niskanen of the Pittsburgh Penguins, 2 Minnesota guys. I don't think they were talking about ice fishing, though.
No, they weren't. They could here, but the focus is now on this next goal because it can be very large. It is a Penguins power play. They're 0 for 6. 6 of their 23 shots have come on the advantage. Here's a drive by Neal, and that one blocked away and out of play off of Crawford. Crosby will have to win this draw to keep pressure going. Only 8 seconds gone on the power play as he does win it and scoop it on back for Malkin. They fan it out. Malkin has Neal to his right, goes the other way, and a drive is fought off by Crawford, and then it careened off the glass. Still jabbed for there. Led on to the back, Malkin across again. One-time shot, and Crawford answered that one. Again to the high glass. This time it's not cleared again. Brought along by Malkin. Fed on back, now Niskanen across. Neal a shot, and a save by Crawford.
Well, outstanding puck movement by the Penguins. It all started because of the face-off win from Sidney Crosby. Matt Niskanen had a couple of big opportunities, and there you see the last one. A shot from James Neal and Corey Crawford the key. A save and no rebound.
Yeah, look who's waiting for the rebound, Chris Kunitz.
From this tie-up, it's the Penguins' puck to play again. Niskanen walks it across. Sets up a big drive by Malkin that's turned aside. Spardcore up the boards, poked along by Saad. Second effort, he's able to scale it back down.
They got to blow the whistle. Crawford's helmet's become unbuckled. They're not going to blow it. He had to take his gloves off to fix it. Now they will. Crawford's helmet got hit, and you can see him. He was reaching to fix the strap on his helmet.
Can he mend it himself, or will he need Troy Parchman or one of the guys to help him? Well, I guess he's going to get help from Johnny Oduya. Just snap it back on. There we go. Very special ice helmet for the game here at Soldier Field. 3 shots on goal for the Penguins on this power play that is not even half over yet. They can cut the lead in half if they score one here. Hanzus and Smith, the forwards for the Blackhawks. Seabrook and Oduya in back. It comes to Oduya, and he'll make them chase it. But it is cut off very quickly. Worked on back across, and then that one blocked back. And so again, the Penguins retreat to play. Long toss ahead. Escapes back down, and an icing while on the power play. 62,921. The attendance here at Soldier Field today. For football, they list the capacity as 61,500. At one time in the history of this illustrious place, when it was opened in 1924, shortly after there was a football game that attracted 123,000 people here. Rattled around behind and taken on by Niskanen. Niskanen drags it further, 35 to go power play. Let it back on now for Kunitz. Kunitz rifled it back. Crosby there, dealt it back across. Malkin takes it on the bounce. Tried to lead along. Corneal, it bounced free and was played by a high stick.
Penguins power play, they really run a lot of looks up top, shooting the puck, and that's not a bad idea, especially in this setting. But it looks like the Blackhawk forwards or penalty killers are kind of cheating out, trying to take away those point shots. Maybe they might want to try to take the puck down low and look for a play closer to the goaltender, Corey Crawford.
Misfired for Crosby, curled up the boards, taken on by Malkin. Fed one to the side, it bounced across, wheeled by Neal, taken on by Crosby. Led back for Neal again, tries to get some space from Smith. His pass is cut by Smith, intended for Kunitz, and cleared back down. 2 seconds and 1. 3 shots on goal for the Penguins on that power play, 7.5 left in regulation. Niskanen marches ahead, has it stolen away. Taves able to connect back over, and a shot flew off the glass from Patrick Sharp. Kane dropped it along, read there by Sutter, bounced ahead for Jokinen, starts it back the other way with a rink-wide pass that has to be settled down by Malkin.
Pittsburgh's defense starting to jump now. Motto's really trying to get into the play there.
So this is chance-taking time now. Along with this, putting on the brakes, Sutter able to play it toward the back. The Penguins in the midst of a change. Trouble came there for Gibbons, and then it is peeled off and then hoisted along, shrugged down and played safely on back for Penguin control. Dupre connected ahead, Jokinen led it across, that one directed on across, and it's Seabrook taking defensively, then offensively for the Blackhawks and back in. A steal by Saad. Saad toe drags, then got it on for Bickle, taken right away, then gotten back again by Leddy. Quick changes of possession here. Peeling off and wiping out was Dupre, tried to yank it back in. Forehands and very adroitly able to get that one back in after an awful lot of frustration, but this is carried right back on now by Saad. Gave it across to Bickle. No, a rebound. Score!
Well, what a great pass from Brandon Saad to Brian Bickle. The Blackhawks have this puck. Roosevelt throws his puck around. Dupre goes for it. He misses it, and then a backhand pass. First chance stopped by Fleury. Second chance opportunity for Brian Bickle.
Hey, we've seen some unbelievable skills on the Chicago Blackhawk goals. There's another example. Brandon Saad, the Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania native. What a pass.
9th odd man rush for the Blackhawks in this game.
It is fed in front. Bortuzzo knocked it down. Battled for there and twisted on and then nudged ahead for the carry-on by Tanner Glass. Floated it in and went right after it. But it is Rosaball, crunched off by Glass. Pumped along the boards off of Saad. Bouncer settled down by Leddy. And Leddy flies a down-and-outer that can be chased down by Shaw. Knifed from him, though, by Scuderi.
Huge wind gust. Just the first huge wind gust I've felt all game long just happened. And it basically came from your side of the field, Doc and Eddie, towards the benches.
No Well, I was hearing that in the windscreen of your microphone, and that's really odd to hear because you've got it pretty well strapped to your head, but that was noticeable. This is blocked now by Brooks Orpik. So it is 5 minutes to go regulation, and the Penguins have to get 3 and keep the Blackhawks from any, just to force an overtime. Dropped back off and then played off a couple of Penguin sticks where it careens around behind for Hjalmarsson. Rattled it around the glass and back out. Niskanen tried to trickle it through. No luck there. Stashed on back and going for it is Mata. Mata, one of 7 Penguins to play in the Olympics. Sees this one come across now, spiked away from Handzus, one of 10 of the Blackhawks to play in the Olympics. This one lobbed back in and can be grabbed off by Mata. The teenager hands it across to Niskanen. Niskanen flew one ahead, then ricocheted up high. It's settled down now and thrown by Engelland and has to be stopped and covered by Crawford. 4:15 to go in the third. Staring for now. As the snow drifts down, it is 4-1 Chicago. Up next on NBC, except on the West Coast, it's the late news followed by Saturday Night Live, hosted by Jim Parsons. With musical guest Beck. It has not stopped since 5 o'clock Central Time. With the initials GS8 for George S. Halas, founder of the Bears franchise. It and the Cardinals, now located in Arizona, formerly in Chicago, the only 2 original NFL franchises from the founding of the league. Green Bay came along soon after, but they wanted emphasized in Chicago. There were only 2 that have gone all those years. I have nothing to say about what we just saw.
Maybe they slipped onto the tarp there, Doug.
Is there another game after Shirts and Skins? Or is this it? I think it's it. It's been quite a game, and we hope you've enjoyed it tonight. 4:15 to go in the third. Swatted at by Engelland, forehand shot, ricochet to the corner. He and Handzus, or check that, he and Roosevelt after that one. Roosevelt tried to chip further, and then it is Sutter feeding one, and then battled for and slugged wide by Engelland, taken on now by Leddy. Leddy jammed it again. Handzus trickled it along, read and thrown across away from Engelland, and jabbed on now by Roosevelt, swatted by Versteeg. Thrown by Niskanen, paddled aside by Crawford. Crawford and Taves have been impressive. No one more than Jonathan Taves in this game for my vote anyway. Led back across, and it is Leddy to take over there in the last 3.5. Leddy ahead, and a shot is blocked down by Marc-Andre Fleury. Then Mata played ahead. 37 shots by Chicago, 28 by Pittsburgh. Oh, and what a grab off Crosby on one that was headed high, but looked artistic anyway on the part of Crawford.
Nice play from James Neal to get the puck to Crosby.
Good thing those hands are warm for Corey Crawford. That thing was launched by Sidney Crosby.
Neal again, and flailing at that was Crawford as it got the glass, and then a pad stop by Crawford as the shot total starts to come higher for Pittsburgh. Bounced around in front, reaching for it was Neal, and that wouldn't go. Neal pivoting again, threw one that went wide. Ricochet back now for Orpik. Dropped it on for Crosby behind the net. Crosby rifled it on back. Held there by Dupre, given over to Orpik. Then to Neal for a trigger pull that was blocked right back. Dupre across again. Orpik a drive, and that turned high and to the corner glass by Crawford. Saad wipes out, but gets it on out to center. Fed ahead now for a feed by Crosby. Bounced over to Adams, around for Crosby. Touched on to Neal, toe drag, and a shot wouldn't go as Crawford reached out for that one. Saad sees that one knocked along further and played ahead off of Orpik, and galloping on with this now is Patrick Sharp. He's got Taves up the wing. Save, rebound, oh, and it went in! Another crazy bounce goal. It will be Taves's. It is 5-1.
Oh, beautiful pass from Patrick Sharp. Second time in this game that Patrick Sharp was looking to pass the whole way through. He's known as a shooter. He had the first goal of this game a long time ago, and a fortunate bounce for Jonathan Toews after this rebound off of Marc-Andre Fleury.
What a night for the Hawks, what a night for their captain, and really slick hockey on all their goals, especially that pass from Patrick Sharp.
And so it nears the close. Final 2 minutes of play in the tilt. The Blackhawks will have a 2-point lead on St. Louis, 86 points. Anaheim is the best in the entire league, leading the Pacific Division and the NHL with 89. A drive by Mata, turned aside, blocked along there for control by the Blackhawks, and Bickle is able to sort it back out, giving it on to Shaw and across to Kane, who delays, and back in. Johnny Oduya saw that taken by Malkin. Dashed across and then is lifted on. Settled down by Shaw. Sent on for Brandon Bollig up the wing, but this is cut off and steered on back now by Jokinen. Couldn't be dragged in by Malkin. 1 minute. They are standing here, many of them. Many of the 62,921. Some Penguin fans have been here too, enjoying their time in Chicago, though not the outcome of the game. The spectacle, they would have to say, was one of the things that they will carry back home with them. This one was played in snow. The one that their team played in first in Buffalo in snow. The one against Washington in the middle at home in the rain. It happens in the wintertime up north.
10 days ago, there was a lot of rain that had come through the city of Chicago, and certainly things have changed here in the last 7 days, and this is snow globe effect with the snow falling all evening long.
We wanted you to just hear some of the crowd and the reaction there in the last seconds of this one. The snow started falling 2 hours before game time, continues now. We hope the 62,000 all get home safely. Final score of the game. The Chicago Blackhawks 5. The Pittsburgh Penguins 1. Tomorrow, full day of hockey on NBC and NBCSN. Hockey Day in America. Flyers Caps on NBC. Coming up next, except on the West Coast, it's the late news followed by Saturday Night Live, hosted by Jim Parsons, with music guest Beck. So long from Soldier Field.